All right, good morning, everybody. Yes, thank you, Paula. Good morning, everybody. Come on, this is a great day to be a Grizz. This is a joyful morning. We are here to celebrate truly a remarkable achievement, an incredible building, place of gathering that has been years in the making. And many of you here today have supported this building from its very start. You know, from the early days of back in 2018, 2019, thinking about the Student Life Master Plan, thinking about the financing of that, thinking about the design of a brand new dining center overlooking the Grizz statue, the Oval, and the majesty of our beautiful campus, through to the design, the construction, and the opening of this incredible facility. And I want to start today by saying thank you. Thank you to so many here today, and so many who can't be here today, for the incredible pouring of not just your time, but your talent and your passion into to this incredible facility. You know, this is the Lodge, as you can see, and this name was carefully chosen. It was, and it really goes back to the very roots of our university, which of course begins with our indigenous peoples and cultures who inhabited this campus and the ground that we stand on today, and in shelters of their own, with traditions, with ceremonies that continue to enrich our campus and our community today. And that's why we always acknowledge that our university and this beautiful new building stand in the Aboriginal territories of the Salish and Kalispel people. And the name, the Lodge, it translates to a very spiritual meaning or place for every single one of Montana's 12 native tribes. But the Lodge, of course, has special meaning for all Montanans, and it reflects a meaning that translates to just about everyone. This is a place of gathering. This is a place of friendship. This is a place of significance. It's a place where friendships are made. Fires are kindled, real fire, as you'll see in there. And community is shared over tables, over meals, over conversations. And in fact, as you can see in the images we have up here, this idea of lodge, of course, started with the lodges that you see there on the Oval prior to the university being here. But UM had a former building called the Lodge. It was in operation from 1955 to 1998. You can see this was a place, and many of our alumni that are here will remember the Lodge. It was a place where students took care of their official business. If a student needed to register for a class, they visited the Lodge. If a returning veteran needed help with the GI Bill, they went to the Lodge. Dances were held in the Lodge. Student committees and organizations planned events, protests, parades in the Lodge. As I'm told, some engagements even happened in the Lodge. This was a building, this was a space on our campus where generations of Grizzlies not just shared but defined their UM experience. And today, we honor the legacy of the Lodge that has manifested in so many different ways here on our campus, but we also look forward to the future. And we look to this building as a place for new generations of Grizzlies to build their own experiences, their own communities, their own memories. And as it was for thousands of our alumni for 4 decades before, the Lodge will be a second home for Grizzlies for generations to come. And many of you know this building is part of the largest infrastructure refresh in our campus's history. And aside from the dorms that we've renovated and that we're in the process of building, we hope that this building is a place where the students will spend the bulk of their time, perhaps aside from the library, of course. But this building is truly remarkable, seating for about 1,000 people. As you can see, 2 dining decks, a floor-to-ceiling fireplace, food that meets every preference and dietary restriction, great communal spaces, more than 100 charging outlets, because we all have more devices than we probably need. But this building was designed with students in mind. It was also designed with the long-term sustainability of our campus and our society in mind. And impressively, this building is on track to become LEED Gold certified, and it's sustainably heated with well water. So lots of thinking that went into this design. And I want to also really emphasize, because I'm so proud, both proud and grateful for the thought that went into the design of this building. And I want to thank so many people, in particular our Vice President for Marketing and Communications, Jenny Petty, and worked very closely with Rich and our dining team, and Leslie and our student success team, to really make this dining facility not just a dining facility that you could find on any campus across the country, but really a facility where everyone who walks in here has a chance to understand Montana's rich history. Every one of the 8 food stations pays homage to Montana's landscape, its peoples, its culture, its history. It is a 38,000 square foot encapsulation of our great state. As Jenny shared a few years ago as we were talking about this building truly is a love letter to Montana. And I couldn't be more excited about the way this facility came to fruition. Frankly, it exceeded my highest expectations as I was thinking about it. Now going on 5 years ago, we really started thinking about what this building could be and what it would look like. And I will tell you, through the hard work of so many people across this campus, this building has truly exceeded my most optimistic expectations. So I want to say thank you so much to everybody who made this day possible. This building will be a place that Grizzlies for many generations to come will see as a centerpiece of their University of Montana experience. And so I couldn't be more thrilled to be here today. And somebody who's played a key role in this building being designed and constructed, and of course who has a lot of responsibility now that it is open, is our Director of Dining here at the University of Montana, Rich Huffman. So I want to ask Rich to come up to the podium for a moment.
Wow, I can't believe this day is here. 3 years of looking out that window down there and staring at a construction site. And our team is truly excited about what lies ahead. There are so many people to thank that made this whole building and project possible. So I want to apologize in advance if I left anybody out. It was not intentional. I'd like to start with Swank Enterprises, general contractor for this building. I believe Dewey Swank, the president, is here today. Thank you for coming. Your dad would have been so proud of this building. It's amazing. And Travis and Jason, I'm going to miss our weekly construction meetings. You guys were awesome. And Connor Stolley was our project manager from Facilities. Open on time, on budget. That's not happening very often these days. It's a great job, you guys. Thank you. I'd also like to thank our partners over at SMA. Patrice, I think I saw you here. Hi, thank you. And I'm sorry Clint couldn't be here today. He was instrumental in the initial design, and we all miss him greatly. NAC Architecture, I saw Sarah made it today, and Jeff, thank you. All the touches that you put into this facility are just amazing. Associated Construction Engineering, or ACE, for the mechanical, electrical, plumbing. Engineering, WGM Group for the civil engineering, DCI Engineering for the structural engineering. And then Baker Group, we have Mona and Abby here today. Where are you at? There you are. Just a beautiful, you'll get to see it here in a minute, but just a beautiful kitchen design that's very functional and efficient. That allows us to work with a wide variety of cuisines. Our partners at Coca-Cola are also here today. We have Brad Kraft, he's our Missoula Sales Center Manager. Brad Morrissey, our service tech, who ran hundreds of feet of lines to make all the fountains work. And then, of course, Jeff Martin, who's a longtime district manager for Coke. And he answers my text like in 5 seconds. He's amazing. And then our other major partner is Cisco. And the president of Cisco, Mark Eggett, is here today. Thanks for coming from Salt Lake. We've also got David Heinen and Brian Vanderkolk. Thank you. And, Brian's been here all week helping us out, mopping floors if needed, wiping tables. And then last but not least, we have CSM Cost Solutions. Kale, thanks for bringing your chefs. They've also been instrumental in getting things kicked off today. I was telling somebody earlier, we did about 1,700 to 1,800 meals a day last year, and we're already doing over 3,500 meals the last 2 days, so it's busy. I would also like to say kudos to our UM administrators for selecting the best location on campus for this amazing facility, which is for our students. It's amazing. Best views in Missoula. So President Bodner, thank you. Paul Lassiter, thank you for figuring out how to make this happen. Jenny Petty from Marketing and Communications, all the effort you and your team put into making this truly a love story to Montana. And Paula Short, her whole facilities team has been amazing this whole process. And last but not least, I haven't had a more supportive boss than Leslie Webb, who will speak next. Thank you, Leslie, for everything. Jamil, Kim, Sam, Connor from UM Facilities, picking out all the fabrics, the carpets, the flooring, the colors. It's been a joy. Andrew at GrizCard, that guy's been amazing as well. All our partners at UM IT. So I want to talk a little bit real quick about our new dining facility and what it also represents. We've had a major investment in technology, including our new menu management software, which provides real-time updates on allergens. We've got new cuisines, new equipment, and new techniques. A lot of our cooks and chefs that work behind the scenes in the back of the house are now up front and center cooking and interacting with our students. We are featuring local cuisine, and in some cases hyper-local. We harvested about 3,000 pounds of produce from our Iron Grizz garden on the South Campus. Our beef comes from Tura, from Copp Ranch, about 9 miles away. Processed in Lolo, 20 miles away. We also have our partners at Western Montana Growers Co-op. And this year, we're also entered into a partnership with Missoula County Public Schools for beef and pork from their teaching facility on South Avenue. It took 3 years to build this dining center, and post-COVID, it took 3 years to build this incredible team. So in closing, I especially want to recognize and thank our entire UM campus dining team that have tirelessly, enthusiastically prepared to open this beautiful facility. Special recognition to Associate Director Casey Gardapi for hiring and training and building this team. Executive Chef Brian Hedelston, Executive Sous Chef Tony Martinez, for reviewing and inputting over 1,000 new recipes into our menu management system. And training our chefs and cooks. And the entire campus dining team, including our adopted campus dining member, Connor Stolley, for his patience and expertise balanced with practicality. And lastly, I'd like to thank my beautiful, amazing wife, Leanne, for all her support and patience. All right, I'd like to welcome Leslie Webb, our Vice President for Student Success and Enrollment.
Thank you, Rich, and the entire campus dining team for getting the lodge ready for the start of school. It's been a tremendous, tremendous thing to watch. So our goal is to create community for every University of Montana student. And we know that when students feel like they matter and belong, they're more likely to persist from semester to semester. The lodge helps build community by bringing all our students under one roof to share a meal. And you'll see this poem on a wall in the lodge. It embodies what this place is to us. In this place, our tables are long, chairs extended to all, plates painted with rich Montana harvests from barns, sections, prairies, and histories. In seasons of planting, tending, and growing legacies sprouted from hope and hard work, communities and lands nourished by their gifts. Kinship kindled over clinking glasses under big skies, so that wherever grizzlies roam, they flourish. And as we wrap up our first year Big Sky Orientation Week, this new facility has served as a single gathering point, the kitchen table, if you will, for our students to make new friends and build relationships that will carry them through their time as a Grizzly. We're entering a new era at UM. Combined with the new residence hall and continually improved student services, the lodge welcomes us into a new era that will ensure our students have the community needed to persevere, excel, and reach their full potential while on campus. We're so thrilled what has been accomplished on our campus in recent years, but this is only the beginning, and I am really excited for what the future holds. And now back to you, President Bodner.
Well, thank you, Leslie. This is a joyful day, and usually for grand openings of buildings, we have a ribbon cutting. But this is a place that uniquely embodies that spirit of the Grizz family, this community that is the university. And we all know that one of the best ways to get to know another person, to build friendship, is to break bread with them, to share a meal, to share a conversation, to be together. And so that's probably why you're wondering, why has there been a baguette on this podium the whole time? And it's because this bread is how we would like to commemorate the opening of this building. This bread is made from Montana-grown Durham wheat, of course, and this building today, again, is all about friendship. It's all about community. And rather than cutting a ribbon, I would like to officially break this bread to signify the opening of this building and the friendships that will be built, the community that will be sustained, the joy that will be felt for generations or by generations of Grizzlies to come in this new building. So with that, I will officially break this bread to commemorate the opening of the lodge. So with that, we're now going to break into 3 groups to tour the building.
There we go. I'll hold. I got it. You go ahead. Go. No.
One of the first things I like to point out in the design is some of these bricks stick out a little bit in different lines and layers, and that's meant to represent the striations in the hillsides around Missoula that are left over from the glacier Lake Missoula. That's the level of detail SMA put into this design. It's incredible. And this is what everybody entering, every prospective student, every new student will see when they walk in. It used to be at the food zoo, you'd look in and you'd see the ceiling, and then you'd look down into the seating area. Now you come in and you look at a three-story ceiling with a fireplace over here in the back. Flames coming out of our wood-stone pizza oven over here. And all the different food venues. We've got 3 main pods. So we have a couple of stations on this pod. We have Salad Bar and Terra on this pod, and then 2 in the back, Yao and Yi and Lula. And we'll tour you around and we'll talk about each of those. And if you have any questions along the way, please just ask them. So our first station is called Sapphire. It's our Italian station. We'll do pizzas by the slice. We have a saute station where they're actually sauteing to order. Students don't mind waiting 10 minutes in this line because they get to hand select and have it cooked right in front of them. And then we also have a build your own pasta bar at the end. And Sapphire is a reference to the Sapphire Mountains that surround us. Second best seating area for View Shed. This is our grill station, and we're going to serve yesterday we had bison burgers, we have hamburgers, brats, chicken breasts. They're busy getting ready for lunch here. It's named Square and Compass. Anybody have any idea where we got that? I should say our marketing team. That's the first registered Montana cattle brand back in the 1800s. Like our marketing team literally spent hours, tens of hours, hundreds of hours researching all of this out. Did a really nice job. We have our condiment station. We have 4 beverage stations. This is our main one here. There's one upstairs and 2 others that we'll walk by. This is our breakfast nook over here. So they got the waffle makers, the toasters, all the cereal dispensers. And we switched and partnered with Black Coffee Roasting Company from Missoula this year, and which is delicious. And the last station on this pod is called Sally's, and it's named after, you can read about her here, but Mrs. Sally Brown was one of the first female entrepreneurs in Montana. She's an African-American woman who ran a bakery in Virginia City. And I think she also owned the first power company in Montana. Maybe she was the first female owner. But that was back in 1865. That's the Civil War era. Really nice nod to her. Over here, you'll see these 2 stations. This is bear grass, and you see the graphic of the grizzly bear popping its head out of the bear grass. This is our salad bar and sandwich make station, and we've got soups down there as well. And then the station over here is called Terra, and it's really quite beautiful. It's meant to be a rotating international station, so we can do South American cuisines out of there. We can do Middle East. We can do African, you name it. It's got 2 vertical broilers, so we can do gyros. It also has 2 beautiful copper tandoor ovens to do naan bread and skewers. And then it's got woks and grills You could run a small restaurant or a medium-sized restaurant out of this station. And it's named Terra. It's been a reflection or a nod to our mining history. So the granite on the walls is meant to represent the seams in the mine. Wilcoxon's Ice Cream out of Livingston. And then we have our own executive pastry chef across campus. She makes almost every one of these for her team. And our last two stations are over here. I've asked some of you before, but you know the oldest operating Chinese restaurant in the United States is located? Butte. And it's called Peking Palace. And the founders of that restaurant are Yao and marketing got their family's permission. We have something similar to that sign we have for Mrs. Salad Brown. Acknowledgement. They gave us permission to use their names. I think it's a cool name. It's the only Mongolian grill in Missoula at the moment. So we have a Mongolian grill there, and we're doing all our Asian cuisine out of there. And let's... Shall we go this way? And this is part of our new menu management software. It's called NutriSlice, and it ties into our inventory system. So if we have a product substitution, we get chicken tenders that have soy in them. Yeah. We can enter that product number, and it'll change the allergen information up there real time. So to us, that's really important. We have a lot of students that come in with special dietary needs, and the last thing I want to do is have to field one of those phone calls. So this is very state of the art.
Before then, it was manually like changing it on the board.
They'd be, excuse us, sorry. Woman on a mission. Yeah, it would be manual. We'd have, menus printed in advance and that sort of thing. So, this is really exciting. This is our Latin station, La Mesa de Lula. And it's we'll be doing Latin food out here. I think last night we had beef barbacoa, tacos. We can do enchiladas, breakfast burritos. That'll all come out of here. And since we already have the ingredients out on Fridays, we're also going to do fry bread out of here so that we can have Indian tacos to address our native population on campus. So we're pretty excited about that. These are the coolest lights I've ever seen in my life. If you step back, they're inverted mountains. That is very cool. Martinez, this is named after Lula Martinez. She was a labor activist in the mining community. The other nice thing about now that you've seen all the stations, is we have one large kitchen that's open. At the old food zoo, we had all these nooks and crannies, and we had a cooler here, and we had to load a freight elevator. We had to unload the pallet onto a cart into an elevator, go downstairs, snake around, put it away. Now we've got a big loading dock. The pallet can come right off the truck, refrigerated truck, go straight into the refrigerated cooler that is wide enough to accept the pallets. From a food safety and efficiency standpoint, it's light years for us. Reduce a lot of double handling. This is the poem that Leslie read, or that love letter. This is out in the North South Mall, and this, at the end of this mall, will be the new residence hall that we're going to ground. Yeah, just widen this up. It's really good. This is our second beverage station. We've got the Coke Freestyle machine at each beverage station. This is Equal Vibe. It's coconut water. It's delicious. This is also really cool. People watching. It's this quiet little nook under the upstairs deck. So this is the Payne Native American Center across the mall, and of course you can see how this is starting to open up and the new campus lighting that's going in. That'll be across the entire campus.
Yeah,
It's really going to be pretty when that gets all done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's just going to, there's some dark corners of this campus. It's really going to light it up nice. We got teak furniture, just like when I was in school.
Yeah.
But, you know, this generation also grew up going out to restaurants with their folks, so they have a little higher expectation than when I was going to school. I was not always happy about it, but if I didn't get there, I went to a sandwich bar, built their own. So, this is the, this is our conference room. So we use this for our menu meetings, our production meetings, our monthly in-service meetings, where we go over food safety or allergens, or what else do we do? We've done active shooter training in here. You know, we try and keep everybody current, and that wasn't always happening. You know, and you have people that have been here 10 years. I already know that stuff. Well, it's time for a refresher.
And this is open to everybody on campus, right?
It is, if it's not already booked. I imagine President Bodnar is going to host some lunches in here. The head coaches have already, basketball wants to have their pregame meals in here and things like that. So Casey and I have both come in on a few weekends to open it up and tour prospective, you know, 5-star recruits.
Nice.
One from Spokane, and so with their parents, you know, it's one of the things I think prospective students keep in mind when they're looking. It's parents are looking at the academics, and the kids looking at where am I going to live and what do I get to eat, and they're like, wow, you know, not in high school anymore. There's great views out there, and our administrative offices are in those upstairs across the way. It's the first time we've all been housed in the same spot, so I have the executive chef down the hall from me, and he's got me down the hall from him, and our associate directors and our accounts receivable. There's a lounge. Got some really cool soft furniture. Great place to people watch, bring your meal up. And it's part of our color palette. Same with the furniture outside. It's the glacier blue, the Lubert green. It's all part of the UM color palette. This is a neat little quiet space. This is our public elevator. We've got so much better and improved ADA access in this building too. And, you know, that was an issue in the building. We have 2 universal bathrooms. And this is why I say kudos to administration, because they talked about a lot of other orders that tucked this dining hall in, and they picked the best spot on the entire campus for the students. You got the Grizzly Bear, the L, the M, the University Hall, the Oval, and then the intersection of all the students coming.
Expect people to just sit here and study during the day?
We designed it so that we hope they will. We've got new hours, Monday through Friday, we're gonna be open until 10. We have a new meal plan, so it's unlimited entries. So they're either on a 5-day or a 7-day. They can come in and grab a juice, go to class, come back and get a bagel. We've got long communal tables for study groups. We've got those quiet spaces under the stairs back there. So yeah, they can hang out for hours if they like. That's where you're gonna meet your best friends from college, is your dorms or when you're sharing meals, sharing culture. It's all part of the intent.
Thank you so much.
This is another great space. You know they're going to be sitting out here in January. But it's always, this part is always going to be in the shade. If you want to get vitamin D, you can go out there. color palettes I was talking about. The floor is sloped underneath, and they had to put these pavers in and level them. I couldn't have done that job. It didn't look like a big wave, but so the water and snow can drain in between the tiles and gets the drain underneath. It took them weeks to get this floor. It's tedious. But yeah, you can sit here and another good people watching spot, watch everybody that's coming and going. And that's it, unless anybody wants to see the kitchen.
I do.
We'll see the kitchen.
Okay.
The kitchen.
Okay. We'll go this way. Oh, I actually have one more seating area to show you. It's really neat. Yeah, this is our microgrid station, so it's front and center to the Quanah Wrigley ladder to go service it. It's our third beverage station. This is where you return the dishes. It's with this marble wall. It's probably the nicest dish return I've ever seen in my life. But this isn't quite finished. You know, they had to take down some trees that were at the end of their life cycle, put them all in a big room. And facilities took a couple of those trees up to Lubric Experimental Forestation. They're drying them out, and they're going to trim this out with the wood from those trees. Again, another, you know, part of the love letter. Yeah, she grows these and we serve these to the students. Public restrooms there. And then we'll go through this door over here and go through the kitchen. They're going to be busy trying to get ready for lunch, so try to single file and be efficient.
Okay.
Hello, bring the torch, Drew. Come on in.
What's up, sir?
Now this might only be interesting to me, but I geek out about this dish room because we used to have in the old facility a carousel dish machine. And the racks went round and round and round all day until we got to them where you loaded and put a new one in. So it was running energy, not very efficient, ran water and it ran chemicals all day. This one, you turn it on when you're ready to use. It's called a flight line machine. They started first using airline flight kitchens with all the trays, but they have a tray accumulator over there. They scrape the plates, stack them, sort them, and they have a full load. Then they can turn on the machine, blend it up, and have racks. And then when it gets to the end, it hits the arm, it shuts off. So one person can run it when it's slow, load it up, wash their hands, and then we'll take the dishes off. Or 12 people when it's busy can be in here trying to get. And then we've got the pot wash for all the pots and pans that are taken. And those used to be on opposite sides of the And this is our main production kitchen. This is where we do all the prep in the ingredient room. Each of those 3 pods also have their own kitchen within, so that they'll get everything ready that they need for the next day, and then they have everything they need to produce for that meal period out of their pods. They have their own refrigeration, they have their own equipment for all the whole production. This whole thing.
I don't want you to like walk by and not touch. Thank you. Yeah.
Brittany from CSM who's helping us out. If anybody wants to look. Yeah. It's go time. What? Sorry. No. They all have safety doors on it. I didn't think we could fill this thing up when it was being built. And it's, but we've also doubled our volume already.
And so this is straight out to the.
That's, yeah, we go around, I'll show you the dock. Yeah.
So this
sitting on that end.
Abby?
Abby. Wow. So much.
Good. So everything comes in that way, and then everything they need is right behind them. They don't have to go wander to the, a cooler that we had in the back corner.
Yeah, that's well thought out. We vacuum seal them.
Yeah. We do a lot of cold prep ahead, taco meat, cheese sauces, and we vacuum seal them in there. We can freeze them up when we're busy. That's what we do in the downtime. Over Christmas break and in summer, we have a sous vide machine, so we can cook steaks to the exact temperature and then hold them.
I'm going to lunch, man, before all the kids get here. Time to go
We're
chow.
also not used to having windows in our offices in food service, so Luke's got a nice window. You can see the trucks coming up.
Thank you, Dan.
Luke Armstrong. He does all of our ordering. Big, huge responsibility. Hey, Luke. How are you?
Hey, it's good to see you.
Yeah, those lockers and showers back there.
Yeah, this is cool. I love this. Right into the.
So our deliveries, they used to come in, they'd put them on a lift, they'd have to repack the pallet to get it in that old freight elevator that works most of the time. Then they'd take the cart down, they'd snake through the kitchen from the storeroom to the different various coolers. And now the Cisco refrigerated truck can back up here, the lift goes up, put the pallet on, drop it, and it goes straight into the refrigerated cooler. It's great for efficiency, great for food safety standpoint. Anybody want to guess what that is?
Hot water heater?
That's a good guess. You're close. That is where we store our used fryer oil. And the reason that's really geeking out again, but we used to put them in garbage pails and buckets, and in the winter that becomes a problem because they solidify. And this keeps it warm, and it also has a big volume, so they have to come pick it up less frequently. They can come up, hook up the hose, pump it out, and take it back to Big Timber, to the oil barn, recycle it.
Cuts down a lot on the staff handling the grease
Yeah.
and the caddies and stuff.
Yeah, or the poor person that had to pick it up and try and get this, solidified, stinky fryer oil
And messy.
out of the bucket.
Mess,
Yeah. So this is I think that's the unit to remove the fryer oil. They hook it up. You're not running a dolly through the kitchen, sloshing hot fryer oil. So it's really neat. Basement lockers, we'll go around this way. This is the cart wash area. This is a separate chemical storage. Very important to keep it separated from the food. This is dry storage. Have our Coke product, our big number 10 cans, our bags of rice and flour. It too is already full.
Yep, dry storage.
You wouldn't believe the basement. I don't know if anybody wants to see that. It looks like the bottom of a battleship with all the 10-inch pipes. And yeah, it looks like Tetris.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been down there lots.
It's awesome.
We talked about all of our offices being together upstairs administratively, but we have the front of the house and the back of the house. And, you ever work in a restaurant, there's always that tension between the cooks and the waitresses and whatnot. So we have our executive sous chef Tony there, right next to our front of house assistant director. So they're all sharing this space together. It's been really collaborative.
Moves in like a very efficient way, but on Luke's order scheduler.
This is such a gift to be able to be part of this and to work in such an efficient and beautiful space. I mean, it's going to contribute to our enrollment. I think it's going to be a place where students want to hang out. That's what we want. Fin Zoo had its time. It was really special at one time, but we outgrew it, and the technology outgrew it. This is what everybody's doing now, and it gets UM back in the game. You know, because, for instance, MSU has this, that Washington State's getting. And, if you're going to come to UM, you're probably going to go 3 hours and check out other school, and so you know, we have something. I think this is the nicest, and I know I'm prejudiced, and there's so much thought that went into this. It's amazing.
Thank you for the tour.
Yeah, anytime. See you in the evening.